Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. You are now tuned in to the Emergency Landing New York Jets podcast with Chris and Mo. Justin currently MIA. Say he was going to be ready in 25 minutes about an hour ago and is now nowhere to be found. But today's it's a special day for us because we now have officially completed the our rebrand. This is our for a second. This is like our third. This is like our fourth rebrand. But we got a logo, and here it is. That is courtesy of Dan Lobacz. Shout outs to Dan for the logo. Did a great job.
Dan.
Very simple, but it's got everything you need, I'd say.
Yeah.
So that will be
I kind of like that shovel in the background.
Yeah. I didn't even really notice that to now. So that will be our logo for now until forever, or until the next time we change our name or whatever happens next. But Justin may or may not join at some point. We didn't officially get the Justin seal of approval, but we don't have time to wait until next year's draft, which is about 275 days away. But who's counting? But yeah, it's we got the rebrand done right in time for training camp. Training camp started today with it didn't start, but players reported. So training camp is officially underway. First practice is tomorrow, so perhaps by the time you're watching this episode, half of Jets Twitter will have already cut Justin Fields after he goes 6 for 12 for 53 yards with an interception and a fumble, and 15 rushing yards on 4 attempts.
It's stupid.
Because it's the most wonderful time of the year. What can we say?
Yeah,
but Mo, how are you? How are you doing? And what are you excited for in this training camp?
I'm excited for the training camp to be over. I'm not that excited, to be honest. I don't expect anything.
You're just like, just get me to week 1.
Dude, honestly, just get me to week 1 because it hasn't started for me yet. It hasn't sunk in. It's just a waiting game, and I feel like I don't know. Maybe there are some players that could make some moves and make some appearances that stand out. I don't know. Who knows? But
yeah, I mean, there's always someone or
it's
something.
Always exciting. Yeah, it's always exciting. No, you're good. It's always exciting to watch Jets football.
Yeah,
because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, especially the camp practices are fun to go to. Hopefully they'll be I don't know if I'm going to make it to any practices, but hopefully they'll at least be easier to go to now that Aaron Rodgers is gone. They've always been a pain in the ass to get the tickets to those training camp practices. Although I somehow managed to do it the last 2 years. But
they're like $12 now, I think.
Oh, they are? I thought it was free, but it was just like you have to.
Yeah.
I thought it was like free, but you have to buy them at 10 a.m. when they go on sale, and if you if you don't, and they sell out in like 10 seconds.
I'm looking at them now.
Or if you're a season ticket, I think if you're like a season ticket holder, you just like
it's free. Yeah, it's just.
And then I guess some people are shitty and like resell them, like to actually get money. But I actually had a dream. I actually had a dream I was going to training camp. Like I forget if it was last night or like I took a nap today and like I had a dream where like I was driving to Jets training camp, but like it took me straight to the facility, not like the Fairleigh Dickinson parking lot where they have everyone park and take the shuttles over. Yeah, Justin was supposed to come to a practice with me last year, but he also he was
did what
passed
he
out
had
and
to
did
do.
not wake up.
Yeah, typical. Not the usual suspect.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
am there's not much about training camp there isn't much about training camp to get super excited about. I'd say no news is good news as long as nobody gets hurt. So like no news is good news in that regard. The fact that there's no holdouts, definitely good news.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to give Glenn credit for because Muji,
Yeah.
uh, yeah, they sealed that and got rid of that quick, and they've been really like kind of undercover with all the antics, and
Yeah.
like no one's really noticed it or said anything about it, but like that's one thing they did that's good at least.
Yeah, obviously none of this matters like once the games start, but I do feel like as far as like the off season and training, now training camp, like I feel like Glenn and Muji have basically checked all the boxes, I would say. I mean, they got Garrett and Sauce extended. They
Right.
they extended they extended Jamie and Sherwood. They got Justin Fields, which is probably like the best possible option for them. Made a few other like kind of like low risk, high reward signings. Like they didn't go crazy in free agency, and no one really needed them to. And I feel like for the most part, for the most part, I liked what they did in the draft. There were a few, maybe a couple of picks that I didn't necessarily agree with, but most of that was like later in the draft anyway.
Yeah.
So like, take that for what it is. But yeah, I
Was,
mean, so
yeah.
far, and like even for like the off season, like mini camp and OTAs and stuff, like I believe they had full attendance for all that too. So, or at least for the mandatory mini camp, they had like 100% attendance. So it definitely
Right.
seems like whatever they're what the players are picking up, whatever they're putting down, whether that's like a garbage truck full of money or the messaging or both. I think it's encouraging that for once you kind of have like you're starting training camp and there's no real questions. It's just kind of like, all right, like this is the team we have. We took care of everything that we needed to take care of, and now it's kind of time for like the rest of the stuff to take care of itself.
Right.
So
Like this is what we have to work with, and we'll see how it
yeah.
pans out, basically.
Yeah, and yeah. That being said, I mean there are a couple of I'd say there are a couple of like position battles or competitions that could shake out to be pretty interesting. I mean, I'd say for the most part, there's probably not too many competitions on offense. I mean, you can pencil. I think you can. I don't think there's going to be a QB comp. You can pretty much pencil in. Pencil in Justin Fields as the starter. Brees Hall, Garrett Wilson, obviously. I mean, chances are Josh Reynolds will be the wide receiver 2, and Lazard will be the 3, unless
That's
like
funny because when I was talking to Justin, he was talking about how Josh Reynolds could be wide receiver too, but he shouldn't. And I was like, all right, well, who else would be? I was like, the only person I could think of was Alan Lazard.
yeah, Lazard's the only other one that's like and Lazard's not very good, but Lazard's the only other one that's like a legitimate
And
like
I thought
NFL.
Reynolds would be a better option at 2 than Lazard.
Yeah, no, Reynolds is definitely better than Lazard, and I mean, yeah, like Lazard's the only other one because after that, it's like Arian Smith hasn't played down in the NFL. Tyler
Malachi
Johnson,
Corley.
Malachi Corley, who, definitely not a starter. We got this Tyler Johnson guy who, don't know too much about. I don't know too much about.
I thought he was decent on Tampa Bay.
Yeah, he played for Tampa. Last year?
Yeah, I want to say it was last year. Let me see.
Or he might have been. I'm trying to see like who he. Yeah, I'm trying to see like who he played for last year. But yeah, either way, I mean, I don't know much about him, but seems like another kind of like
Yeah, he's just another like
low risk
body
award guy.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
Yeah, he was on the Rams last year. That's what it was. He was on the.
Oh, there you go. Okay, yeah, that's what it was.
He's on the
I think he
Texans.
got drafted. Did he get drafted by the Bucks?
Yeah, he played his first 3 years with the Bucks from 2020
Okay.
to 22.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, like maybe he could like emerge to like maybe I think like right now he's probably the wide receiver 4, and then I would say it's probably like pretty much I think it's a battle for wide receiver 5, and which is basically going to be like a roster spot. Like I would imagine whoever is not wide receiver 5, like unless they can play special teams, they're getting cut. But I think like it's going to be Arian Smith. So I don't know how you feel about this, but like kind of going through it in my head now, like I do kind of think that Malachi Corley and Xavier Gibson get cut, or at least like Malachi. I feel like Malachi might end up on like practice squad or getting traded.
I think he. You know what? That's tough because one hasn't really proven anything yet, and the other, like what he is, and like Xavier Gibson, he's mostly like a practice squad, like returner, special teams player. It's kind of hard to decide which one you want more, and like if they can like coach up Corley, especially like because you seem like what he could do, but this was a different regime, so I don't know if they really have any. Uh, if they have anything for him to or put him at least in the offense.
Yeah, I mean
Like
the whole thing with Corley though is like I feel like he was drafted by a different regime, and I kind of think maybe they might not be interested in him, or maybe they look at him and say like this is like not the type of player that we want, we could use, which I don't know how much sense would really make, because like if you want to do like jet sweeps and stuff like that, I feel like he can at least do that.
Right. And the thing is, like, okay, you have a player that who has like some talent, and like you could use him to whatever way you want, especially with like you said, like jet sweeps and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
Gadget plays.
like just big, gadget plays. But the thing is, it's like, okay, how are we gonna cover? How are we gonna disguise that? Because like as soon as he's on the field, they know what he's going to be doing.
Yeah,
So
well, I think
he needs more versatility.
Yeah, he needs
first.
more
I feel
versatility so he can be on the field and so that he could be like
at any point,
like a decoy. Because
right,
I
right
think like
before you even use them that way. That's what I'm saying.
yeah. But it's also like I guess it works two ways because it's like right now there's really there really isn't much film on Malachi Corley, and even the
Yeah,
film
and
even the film you do have on him, it's like that was with Aaron Rodgers and a whole different coaching staff and a whole different like regime. So
right,
how he looks in the Justin Fields Tanner Engstrand offense could be totally different.
right. So there's no film on that either.
Yeah, so that could
So it's
work.
like, okay, you can tailor your whole offense to a whole different scheme and make him like a new piece and doing whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. It's just a matter of if he has the ability to execute what they want him to do.
Right. Because like at this point, it's like, okay, does he understand playbooks? Like, can he pick it up? Because it to me at this point, because even in the last regime, it makes it seem like he doesn't pick up shit quick.
Yeah, and they also weren't really they really weren't like he wasn't really getting any coaching, it doesn't seem like.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah, so I mean that could be it could be interesting to see like how that how the wide receiver room ultimately does shake up. At this point I really don't think they're going to like sign one like a veteran. I think if that was going to happen, it would have already happened. Maybe I could be wrong, but yeah, I don't think that happens at this point unless somebody gets hurt. I think they're pretty content just rolling into the season with what they have. I'd say the O-line, barring injury, O-line is pretty set in stone. I mean, they might say there's a competition between Joe Tippmann and Josh Myers, but I really don't think there is. I think Josh Myers is more so a depth piece on for like the interior of the line.
Yeah.
I'd say everyone else is pretty much like penciled in starting as long as they're healthy. The defense, I mean, I guess.
Wait. Before you get into the defense, did you see that ESPN ranked the Jets offensive line top 10?
I didn't see ESPN. I know PFF ranked them top 10. I didn't know ESPN
Was
did.
it PFF or okay? Maybe it was PFF.
I
I
thought
may
it
be
was.
wrong. Let me see.
I'm pretty sure it's PFF.
It probably was PFF.
Has us ranked. They have
But
us ranked. Yeah, PFF has us ranked 9th.
Ninth. Okay.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. I mean, I think it makes sense.
I get it projection wise, but
I mean, you still have to see them play together, but honestly, I mean,
yeah. I mean, like they had some chemistry at the end of last year, but that also has to play into this year. So I mean, you could take that with a grain of salt because one, they haven't done shit yet, and two, uh, you still have to build and solidify how they're playing together.
yeah. Well, I mean, they have all the I think they have all the individual pieces to be a top 10 offensive line, and it's just a matter of them
I
meshing
think they
together.
do too. I think
Yeah.
they do. And I mean, like, I'm not going to say, oh, they're going to suck, but I mean, they have one rookie on there and they're all, I'm pretty sure like everybody's under 25 years old, except for like Simpson.
Yeah.
And they were all like, most of them were, at least 3 out of 5 of them were first round picks.
Yeah. Fashanu was, AVT
Vera
and
Tucker was, and
no,
Membo.
yeah, and Membu was Simpson. Yeah, Simpson. Simpson was a 4th
Simpson
round.
was a 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, so he's like the only late. Yeah, Tippmann was a 2nd.
Which,
So yeah, he's
which
like
is wild because I feel like Simpson was like the biggest dog on the offense last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, maybe it's just like, he was drafted late, so he's just always had to have that dog mentality,
Right.
to get
And
where
he was also on Baltimore,
and
which
he's also,
they he got coached up.
Baltimore's a bunch of dogs. Yeah, he's coached
Yeah.
into a dog there. And
Right.
like, even his contract with the Jets, it's still like very much like a prove it deal. And I do think that the
Hmm.
Jets should definitely extend John Simpson. Like,
I'd probably extend him. I'd
yeah.
extend him for like another 2 years.
Yeah. Do you think that if the Jets extend John Simpson that means Elijah Vera Tucker's gone, or do you think there's a way they could possibly keep both?
It all right depends. All right, that depends on this season. I
Yeah,
feel it
I
does
agree. Yeah,
because we have to see if Elijah Vera Tucker gets hurt again. Then it's like, all right, fuck it. You
yeah.
just
I
gotta
mean, if
let
he
him
gets
go,
hurt,
get what he can
then
for him,
he's gone. But
and yeah,
he's also gonna probably. I think if he is healthy, I think he will play his way into. I think he'll play his way into a pretty big deal. Like he's probably gonna command like at least 20 million a year on the open market if he like stays healthy and plays well. That's like
even okay, okay.
for
So let's
guards.
say all right. So let's say like he gets hurt and he's out for like 3 games. Are you gonna pay him that much?
I mean, if he's playing at an elite level when he's not hurt, then yeah,
If it's elite level,
yeah, I think I would.
okay.
I mean, it's also like the fact that I think it's also the fact that it's like his turn. Also, it's like his turn. It's going to be his turn to get paid, even if
Yeah,
he plays like
I
well.
understand that. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is something where they look at it and say, like we can probably draft a guard and get similar production instead of like sinking $20
Right.
million a year into it. But I don't know. I think
You know what's wild too? Like there's a lot of guards in this draft that are gonna be that are really good.
yeah, it's going to be a guard heavy draft.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
Well,
least in the first and second rounds.
okay.
But I mean,
I
uh,
hope
I don't know.
hopefully Justin Fields can play well and like we don't have to draft the quarterback and we could draft a sick guard to replace ABT if that's what we got to do. But I mean, I'd like to see ABT,
I'd
I'd like to see ABT
I'd
play.
like the opposite. I'd rather have the opposite.
What like
AVT play well and then get a quarterback.
pay ABT, have him play well, and have Justin Fields suck and draft the quarterback. Well, I mean, I think
Absolutely.
even if like how well would here's a question: how well would Justin
Okay.
Fields need to play this year for the Jets to be like, we're not drafting a quarterback?
Ah, shit. 10 wins.
10 wins. Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
what would you say like? And to win 10 games, like, what do you think Justin Fields' like stats would have to look like?
Ooh, that's a
Like
good question.
he'd probably have to pass for like 4,000 yards.
Yeah, he would have to pass for at least like 35.
Yeah.
If he's rushing for like 12,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
1,200.
I think, yeah.
Well, like he's got to be at the tip of the iceberg of like 5,000 all-purpose yards.
Close to it. Yeah.
Close to it. Yeah. Yeah, tip of the iceberg. Yeah, so I mean,
Like
yeah. I think
if we're talking like in projection, yeah.
yeah. So I think
And yeah,
I think
I
he
don't know.
plays well. I think he plays well enough that we're not necessarily drafting in like the top 5.
Okay.
But I I think that he but I also think that he will probably end up like starting next year. Like,
see, I think so too. And
like we'll draft one, but like we'll draft the quarterback, but he'll
right,
still start.
and he'll probably play like half the season, maybe, or
Yeah,
somewhat
yeah,
half of the season.
the first couple of games or something.
Oh, man, that also depends on where we're drafting too. If
Yeah,
he's playing still, and I believe he would, but it depends how many games.
right.
But yeah, I don't. I don't know. It's hard to predict.
Yeah, it is kind of hard to project. Especially with like how some of the it's also hard to project like how I guess the teams that are kind of in the same tier as the Jets, like that are projected to
Yeah,
be bad, like
like
how
New Orleans, I'm pretty sure is gonna suck really bad.
they're gonna be I could see them getting like the number one pick.
I, uh, yeah, they probably will.
Like I think
And
the top two picks are probably gonna be like New Orleans and Cleveland.
yeah, because Cleveland has like 7 quarterbacks, and that if you have 7, you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, if you have 7 quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks.
Yeah, which is insane. And uh, like this might be the most difficult season for me to actually make projections because I've
Everything
never, at least
everything's
with the Jets.
new and like everything's new and like Fields is like coming off of like riding
Yeah,
the bench for most of the last season, but like he did
right.
look good in those 6 games and he looked good. I'd say he looked good down the stretch in his last season with the Bears,
Hmm.
but it's just a matter of like but it's just a
And
matter of like that was so long ago too at this point.
right, right, because it was, yeah, it was because it was the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
and he went what 4-2, I think,
Yeah.
and he just got benched, and so it's like, all right, one, he's rusty. Two, like, okay, is he gonna get back into like football shape and get his acumen right? Uh, get reading defenses if he even can. Like, because I've never. It's hard to tell with him because he looks like he's not consistent. He looks more like on and off. Like one day he'll be good, one day he'll be bad,
Yeah.
and it was hard to read off of that, especially when like on the Bears when his coach, like, he wasn't really getting coached up because he had a defensive coach and uh, who else was it? Was he with Matt Nagy? Well, Matt Nagy
Yeah.
sucked anyway.
Yeah. He was with Matt Nagy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that doesn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
Arthur
Yeah.
Smith. I
Yeah.
mean, he looked okay with Arthur Smith.
Yeah, and Arthur Smith probably wasn't even like really doing everything that he could have been doing for Fields. Like
Yeah.
it looks like Angstrad and the Jets are going to like cater the offense to Fields.
Hmm.
I mean, they'd be stupid not to. Like, it's always stupid to not cater the offense to like the strengths of your quarterback, but especially for someone like Justin Fields.
Right. And a lot of
But
and
yeah,
of course we have a new offensive coordinator, and we don't know what he wants to do. Well, we're assuming that he wants to run the ball all the time, but I mean, we can't
most of the
tell you
time.
that's going to be for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think a matter, I think that the way the Jets are built, I think that there are, maybe not a lot, but I think there are a decent amount of teams in the league. Maybe not the good ones or the best ones. They'll still probably, they'll still probably be like, a couple of years away from like, being in like the upper echelon of teams. But there are definitely teams that the Jets can just like kind of beat the shit out of, like up front, run the fuck out of the football down their throats, and play smash mouth defense and beat them. Like I feel like they're the type of team that's gonna wear other teams down.
Yeah. But I want to know, where does that get us? Does that get us to the playoffs?
I don't know. I think it gets us to like borderline. I think if things break right, it gets us to like 8-8 with a chance to go up to Buffalo in week 18 and probably lose.
So your intuition is we get fucked over.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. And that's my whole point of like what do the wins really mean to us now?
They don't, but I mean, they don't.
Because
But
like yeah, because I mean like future, like Justin Fields, what is he gonna do for us? He clearly, like, do you agree he's a bridge quarterback?
most likely he's a bridge. I mean,
He is, right? But we're just hoping that he won't be.
yeah, of course the hope is that he goes out there and balls out and like
Right.
has like a Baker Mayfield like type of
Uh-huh.
resurgence or something.
Okay.
But I don't know, how realistic that is. I don't know, but I'm rooting for him. I'm hoping he figures it out. And I mean, I don't know. What do the wins really do for us? I mean, obviously, in the long run, they might not do anything, but I think that in the journey of the season, they could play some meaningful football and not just have it be like, oh, it's Halloween, season's over.
Right. But like, okay, let's say he's playing well, and then
And I
like
mean,
we
I guess,
lose by like a field goal on like like 5 games, we lose by a field goal, and
yeah.
we're like what 9-8? Is there more promise for him to be there next year,
I mean, I'd say he would
or
definitely.
like 8-9 even?
I would say if he wins 8 or 9 games, I would say he would definitely be there next year. And depending how well he plays, like you might even possibly be talking about an extension. No one's won that many games for the Jets since 2015.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Yeah.
it
Well,
depends on the
just
context
extra
of like
point.
how he plays. Like, I mean, if we're 8 and 9 and like he's not playing that good, but like the rest of the team's kind of carrying him, then obviously that's a different discussion than like, oh, we won 9 games and Fields had like 5,000 combined passing and rushing yards and 26 touchdowns, like 26 touchdowns or something like that.
Right.
So I think it all depends, but I mean, I would say that if the Jets were to win 8 or 9 games and 5 of those losses are by like a score or less, I mean, I'd be feeling pretty good about the direction of the team going forward, if nothing else. And, I think for year one of a regime, I think that's like a good stepping stone or a good building block. Whether or not it actually leads to anything, that's debatable and remains to be seen. But I think that I think I'd feel pretty good about the team, if that were to happen.
Right. Yeah. I mean, shoot, if that was the case, then he looks good.
Yeah. We
we know what we got, and if he doesn't, we know where to go.
yeah, exactly. To the quarterback store in the
Yeah.
2026 NFL draft. But yeah, like, I mean, looking at the defense, I mean,
Oh,
I'd
that's
say,
what I was gonna ask you. Actually, do you still think our defense is like that caliber of what it was last year?
well, our defense sucked last year.
It did, but
The
not
caliber of
last year,
what
but the year before.
like,
Do you think they could get up to that standard, especially with different coaching?
I mean, I think the coaching will be just as good, if not better. But I think that there may have, there has been a little bit of a drop off in talent from a few years ago with the
Right.
defense. I mean, you still have a glaring hole at
I
one of
mean,
the
DJ Reed might be the biggest one, right? And CJ Mosley.
yeah. I mean, CJ Mosley, I think he was past his prime anyway. But
Yeah.
I think that they'll miss having him, just like the leadership and everything that he brings. I think they'll miss having him on that team. Um, you know, I do have faith in Sherwood to like fill his shoes though. Uh,
Yeah. I could say
I'd
he
say
was he was all over the field last year,
yeah,
and
I
I
mean,
mean I don't know how much of a difference he really made, but he was really he can cover really good.
yeah,
I noticed that.
yeah. I would say the corner is interesting. I mean, obviously we got Sauce and we got Sauce extended,
Mhm.
but corner is interesting because I mean it seems like Brandon Stevens seems like a pretty bad corner. Like if there was one signing in free agency I didn't like, it was probably the Brandon Stevens signing. But I'm interested to see if like Azare Thomas could potentially compete for that. Compete for the second, to play opposite of Sauce.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. He. I mean, he could, but I mean, they paid him all that money. I don't know if they really want to just sit him or play him at a different
Probably
position.
not. Yeah, I mean, yeah, or play him in like the nickel. I mean, I'd say
Yeah.
maybe the more likely scenario is that like Isaiah Thomas like competes with like Quantez Stiggers. Well, I think Stiggers might not make the team actually, but I think Isaiah Thomas might end up being the nickel corner. Well, actually, no. What am I saying? We still have Michael Carter too.
Yeah, we do.
I like forget that we have Michael Carter too. So yeah, no, forget everything I'm saying, but I think Isaiah Thomas gets hard to put a number on like how many reps he gets, but I do think he does see. I think he does see the field a decent amount this year. Well, I'm excited to see what he can do.
Yeah, I think he does.
Yeah, I
I
think.
think he does. They didn't draft him for nothing.
Yeah, and then other than that, probably the most interesting competition to have your eye on is like the safety position. I mean, I think you could pencil in Andre Cisco at one side, but then, I do I do expect Malachi Moore to like take Tony Adams' job, but I
Yeah,
also
I think he
wonder,
will.
and I think Tony Adams might get cut actually, or at least I hope he does.
Yeah, I think he could. I mean, it's between him and what the fuck is that dude's name? Uh,
Uh,
yeah, the safety, the
Jerry
third round. Is he still on the team? Actually, I
Allegedly,
don't even know.
according to our ESPN depth chart, he is.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh. Okay.
yeah. I think
Um,
Jeremy Ruckert makes the team.
I feel like Malachi Moore is actually really good, and I
Yeah, I
think
do
he got
too.
underdrafted, and I
Yeah,
think he might like surprise people. That's what
yeah.
I expect.
Yeah. I mean, the kicker contest. Yeah, and then it looks like every special teams job is pretty much going to be like up for grabs. Like I'd
Hmm.
say, kicker, punter, or there's going to be competitions for that.
Which I
Returner.
don't mind.
Yeah, no, I don't mind it at all. Better than going into the season with like Greg Zuerlein as your kicker and then having
fuck that
everything under the sun.
Yeah, 100%.
And then, of course, Greg Zuerlein was like great the year before and like basically gave Washington Jaden Daniels by kicking that field goal. I remember I was like, we finally did it. We finally lost a game to another like shitty team. Like we finally we were up by a lot, but we did it. We blew it, and then
fuck it.
Fuck it. You can't stop me.
God damn. Yeah, that was fucked up.
It was. But
yeah, Sauce. When did Sauce's deal kick in?
It's the same as Garrett Wilson's.
It is, right? Okay, because I saw that their contract ended in like 2030, and I'm like, wait, what? This doesn't add up. So it doesn't even start until like next year.
That is,
or the year after.
It doesn't start till I think 2027.
Oh, okay. All right. Now that makes sense. So what the fuck are they getting paid now? The rookie?
Yeah. Sauce is on his rookie salary now. And he is on the fifth year salary next year, and then
okay.
Yeah, then
same with Garrett.
Yeah, same with Garrett.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so we still have them under team,
I've never seen that before.
Yep. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a lot of it doesn't seem like that happens with like a lot of extensions. It seems like usually the contract just replaces the contract.
Right.
So for us, I'd say it's like a huge win for us to like get your franchise players secured, and like they were even willing to still play out their contracts, and then wait till 27 for the extensions to kick in. I think it says a lot. Now it's time to put the pads on, and then soon enough, before we know it, it'll be week 1, and we'll be welcoming Aaron Rodgers back to town. We're only about a week away from the Hall of Fame game, which is some true sickos committee type shit with it's like XFL levels of talent that play in that game. Yeah. Probably I would say probably the most interesting my most interesting storyline for training camp, like around the league right now, for me, it's probably the QB competition between Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, definitely.
It'll be really funny to see how that plays out. And yeah, we're like, that
is some lit ass shit. I'm not gonna lie. I really want. You know what? I feel like Daniel Jones might win that shit.
I don't know, man. I think it's definitely.
If Anthony Richardson keeps coming off the sideline talking about, "Oh, I'm tired," yeah, I think Daniel Jones.
Yeah, like I could see if it's like close or basically even, I could see them giving it to Daniel Jones, but I feel like if Anthony Richardson
decides to get his shit together,
if Anthony Richardson could kind of just like light up the twos in some of these games, like light up another team's two and like light up their twos, and just kind of like, he does have athleticism, so if he could just
he does. I feel like he's just wasting his fucking talent. He's just like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. It's like I feel like it's this Gen Z fucking kids. They're just fucking being fucking lazy as shit. You're talking about I'm tired. Motherfucker, you big as shit. What are you tired about?
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I think like if Anthony Richardson can kind of just like, you know, show off the athleticism, I think he'll win the competition pretty easily. But I think
Anthony
like
Richardson could ball the fuck out if he really wants to.
yeah. Well, I don't know about all that, but he needs to you know, definitely needs to work on the accuracy. I mean, he does throw a nice he does throw a nice deep ball.
He does. He
It's
fucking it's really not saying much, but he tore our ass up.
Yeah, no, he did. Which I was like actively rooting for him and for the Colts to win that game. I was like fully immersed in the tank at that point, and I was
do we play them again?
Colts? No, I don't think we do. I'm pretty sure we don't.
Damn it.
But
well,
yeah,
I'm putting out the fair warning now. Don't be upset in October.
Don't be upset when the season's over by Halloween.
Yes.
I don't think I'll be upset. You know, I mean, it's nothing.
It's nothing new.
It's nothing we haven't dealt with. You know, it's nothing we haven't dealt with before.
No shit.
Outside of 2022, I mean, really every season's been over by Halloween.
Yeah. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Don't get excited for this season. Just expect the unexpected. That's it.
Yeah. Well, expecting the unexpected, wouldn't that be like expecting the Jets to like go on a run and like win a bunch of games?
I mean, expect the expected.
Expect the expected. Yeah. No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna get.
I'll rephrase again. Don't get your hopes up. That's it.
Don't get your hopes up. Yeah, I'm like not getting my hopes up. I think I'm just like cautiously optimistic, and I mean, I'm just excited for football and just excited to see how.
Yeah, I'm treating it like every other season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm treating this season, you know, obviously compared to like the hype of last season, you know, I think it's going to be, you know, quite a few pegs down from that. But
yeah, I think that's what ruined me.
Yeah, last season. I think the last 2 years, of Jets football broke a lot of people.
Yeah, it broke me for sure.
Yeah, I think it almost broke me. It almost broke me, but then like I don't know. Ever since then, they've been, you know, kind of doing all the things I've like wanted them to do for the most part. So they're like I'm in like the getting sucked back in phase, and you know, not expecting a lot, but just kind of excited to just see how Aaron Glenn does, see how Justin Fields do, and just see how certain things play out. And you know, I think maybe we'll at least be a little fun to watch. You know, other than that, I'm not expecting like 10 wins or playoffs or you know a deep run into January or anything like that.
That would be expecting the unexpected.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, I think this team can have some fun. You know, I think this team can be a fun watch and win some games.
Absolutely.
And that's about all you can ask for, and you know, I think that's about all we got for this podcast. You know, I don't know if you had anything else you want to say.
I really don't.
Yeah, I really don't either. A nice short one this week because last week Justin brought us on a 40-minute argument of you know, I guess we could close with that. You know, Mason Taylor did sign his contract. It was 90%.
91%.
91. Yeah, 91% guaranteed contract. So, you know, after all that hooting and hollering, you know, that's
no shit.
You know,
and all he had to say was, "It is what it is."
Yep, yeah. In our group chat, that was his response. Was it is what it is. It's like
that shit pissed me the fuck off so much. That whole fucking hooting and hollering and it is what it is. You fuck off.
I mean, I guess that is what it is too. No, I mean it made for some good content and an entertaining.
It definitely did.
An entertaining argument, but I think after that, it's good to have a a little short and sweet episode. That's kind of just straightforward and to the point. And I'm glad that Mason Taylor is signed and is not missing anybody. So I guess
and I hope he fucking gets 8,000 yards this season.
Yeah, I hope so too. I guess my parting words would be, hopefully don't try not to cut Justin Fields on Twitter after
what? I think that's our second receiver.
Yeah, no, Mason Taylor definitely is our second pass catcher, which is why I was just like, I don't care if he wants fully guaranteed money or not, just
that would be insane. If this happens, remember this podcast.
I think a lot of teams are being a little too petty about like these rookie contracts because, like, I get it. It's like,
I think so.
Some people are like, rookies
it's rookie fucking money. Who gives a shit?
It's not even your money, but it's like like the whole Bengals, Shamar Stewart thing. It's like people are like, oh, like Shamar Stewart should just like show up, but it's like,
and that's another thing with the Trey Hendrickson shit.
Yeah, but it's like if you're the Bengals, it's like how stupid are you to draft someone in the first round, not sign them, and then like they go back to school, and then you lose your first round pick and you have nothing. And also Trey Hendricks is like
that's insane. That's insane because you just said it like that.
And then also you have Trey Hendrickson holding out, and he has to. Although I think the A&M coach said like that he wasn't coming back to school, but then you have Trey Hendrickson holding out, or you have to trade him, and so then what?
You give him to us. We'll gladly take him and pay him.
You're just wasting another year.
Like I'll cut Will McDonald. Fuck it, I don't care.
I don't know if I go that far, but
I definitely or Jermaine Johnson. Shit, he's injured still.
Jermaine's starting the season on the pup, but that seems more precautionary than anything. But I think
I'd get rid of one of them and to replace him with him.
It would make Jermaine more. I think it would make Jermaine more.
I think I'd rather have Jermaine than Will McDonald.
I think.
Okay. Combination wise, like let's say we do sign Trey Hendrickson, would you rather have him opposite side Will McDonald or
Jermaine? Will McDonald.
You'd rather have Will McDonald why? Because he's younger, or because he had more sacks.
Because he's younger. He's
and he hasn't been injured.
And he had a 10-sack season. And I like Jermaine Johnson.
You know what? I think I agree.
Yeah, and I like Jermaine Johnson a lot, but I mean, he's probably going to play under his 5th year, and I think
we'll probably trade him.
I think there's a decent chance. There's a decent chance Jermaine Johnson doesn't get a second contract with the Jets, which as cool as it would be to get, all the first round picks from 2022 extended.
And look, trust me, I love Jermaine Johnson, and I think he's a good player. But I've seen this many times. I don't see it happening with him, especially because he had an Achilles, and we'll have to see this season.
Yeah. No, it's
how
definitely
he recovers from it
time for sure.
If he even plays. He'll definitely play, but
and I think
depending how far in, maybe like week 5, 6.
Yeah, and I think I don't think he's going to be on the pup that long, but maybe if anything, he might miss like the first like 2 or 3 games. I think they're just
because he was. Oh yeah, he was at week 2,
with him.
so he should be back by like week 3 or 4.
Yeah, like a little over a year after the Achilles.
Yeah,
but
I mean, Trey Hendrick. That's who we should have signed instead of CJ. What's his name?
Mosley.
No. Carl Lawson. Yeah.
Carl.
We fucked that one up big time.
Yeah, that was a big whiff for Joe Douglas.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Little impromptu segment there, but that'll do it for this episode, and we'll see you next week. Unlock the swag.
The swag unlocks.
Peace.